identity will not empower your depression, your frustration. Deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. I'm your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. Self is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairav. understand. A conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Welcome back, dear viewers. So now, just wanted to start off with a small story. We were sharing about the Russia-Ukraine conflict that's going on and how it's impacting the world and in different sectors. So now, we were also sharing that we would be sharing with you some solutions for it. Like, what can you do as your responsibility? So I'm reminded of question that the person asked the Swamiji, devotee asked the Swamiji, and the response Swamiji gave the beautiful story to. So the question was, dear Swamiji, you said that when I want a headache to disappear, I have given more energy for it to stay. In that case, why have I not given more energy for the spiritual experience like samadhi or kundalini energy, even though I want it? So Swamiji says, please understand, wanting something is one. Believing it is possible, trusting it is possible is another. And Swamiji shares a small story. So there was this man who every day used to worship Shiva. He used to have a beautiful deity of Paramashiva. He used to pour water, give milk, do all kinds of offering for the Paramashiva deity. He used to sit and chant Namah Shivaya, and he literally nagged Paramashiva to give him a boon. Paramashiva was not responding. He was trying all sorts of things. He made nice naivedyams and gave to Paramashiva, but Paramashiva did not respond anything to him. So one day he became so angry, and see, when the greed is not fulfilled, it turns into anger. So the man became angry and decided to tease Paramashiva. So what he did was he brought a Vishnu deity and he moved this Paramashiva deity aside, got a Vishnu deity and started performing ritual only for Vishnu. Yeah, so he lit an incense stick for Vishnu. But because of a breeze, so the smoke from the incense started going towards Paramashiva. Immediately, this man saw it and just jumped and caught hold of Paramashiva's nose, the deity's nose, and said, "You should not smell the incense. I lit it for Vishnu." Suddenly, he felt he was holding somebody's real nose, real flesh. Then he saw it was Paramashiva sitting right there. The moment he saw Paramashiva, the pseudo anger that he had in him went away. He fell at Paramashiva's feet and asked, "Paramashiva, please forgive me." And then Paramashiva asked, "What do you want, sir?" The man asked for a boon. And then suddenly this man had a question. "Oh Lord, I have been doing puja for you. I have offered everything for you. But so many times I chanted your name. You didn't appear for me at that time. Now when I'm saying that I'm angry with you and I'm moving your deity away, how come you're appearing now?" Paramashiva says beautifully, "Even in your greed, you did not have a strong trust that I'm actually present in that day. You're only imagining that Paramashiva is there, but still in a corner of your mind, always there is a doubt that was there. There was never 100% doubtless trust. But in your anger, when you held my nose strongly, you did not even have a doubt, not even for a moment, that I was there. So your mind was not saying, who knows if Shiva is really there. You just know it is there. He is there. And that is why you wanted to take revenge on him." That strong, authentic, doubtless trust is the key. That is what makes me appear. When you have that trust, I have no other way. I have to appear. So Swamiji beautifully explains. Understand. Maybe you wanted your Kundalini to awaken. Maybe you wanted some other to happen. But behind that, your mind, your unconscious is constantly denying all this. Your trust in Samadhi is not as strong as your trust in headache. Swamiji says, contemplate on the story. You'll understand. Authentic trust is the difference.
Actually, each and every revelation of Swamiji's is so profound. And we can understand these even through simple stories like how Swamiji beautifully explains it for us. Now, let us come back to understanding what Swamiji had explained also about how we can be part of, how we can make a change or make a difference to bring about a change in the ongoing effects around the world because of war and various other crises that's happening on planet Earth.
Swamiji explains very beautifully how the seer affects the seer, meaning what you are having inside you. That is what you project outside. That is what you show outside. And you start experiencing the same. Actually, one of very, very profound statements Swamiji made was, Swamiji said, it is the collective negativity which is the cause for all the global crises that's happening.
Absolutely. Actually, I remember Swamiji very beautifully tells in the Jivan Mukti, the living enlightenment science. Swamiji reveals that when we realize our role in the existential scheme of things, we can no longer feel separate from all those around us. We can only feel separated when we feel unconscious of our role, when we are unaware, when we are in delusion. And Swamiji beautifully explains how just us realizing our role, we can create that, we can bring the global peace. Actually, the moment we listen to the word peace, at least to me, it was extremely conceptual, means it was like high up there, and I felt like it was in no way in touch with the reality. But the science that Swamiji explains was like practically map the whole thing into our lives. How
Because
we can
mostly when we visualize peace, it's more like a dead silence. But what Swamiji talks about peace, the Shanti that Swamiji explains, is about the vibrant, alive peace. Swamiji says that all the calamities around the world are created only by unconscious human beings. Global warming, HIV, COVID, religious terrorism, fanaticism, and piles of atomic weapons. All of these are because of this negativity. Today we are facing so many dangers that unless we create a blissful, joyful, enlightened society, we will not be able to preserve this beautiful planet. That's why Swamiji says, global peace starts from you. Global peace begins from you. Global peace is a byproduct of individual peace. Like in this example, the question, just the story that we shared, the devotee had asked the question saying, very beautifully, how we're saying that how Swamiji has explained that, let's say, when I say, oh, I want to heal my headache, I'm not actually giving power for the healing, instead I'm giving power for headache to happen.
Yeah, Swamiji tells, as much as you give the word, like if you're saying 50%, let's say, to the healing, at the same time you're empowering the headache also 50%. And it's a very beautiful way Swamiji explains how most of our desires are contradicting, like healing and headache.
And these are called as self-contradictory thoughts. I used to think self-contradictory means, like, let's say I want to wake up for yoga and I'm not waking up. I used to think that is self-contradictory. contradictory. And I was quite surprised when Swamiji explain this in such a depth, explaining that even in a sentence, if you have two conflicting words, that sentence, that thought, like anything is giving, like there are two conflicting things. Let's say, for example, say you have a headache. What do? You tell yourself, how I wish this headache would go away. You are not realizing that each of these words carry the power of the desire and actualization. So by uttering these words, you give as much power to the word headache as you give power to the words go away. So this is what Swamiji explains as self-contradictory thoughts. By your very thought, you contradict your original desire. Even your positive intention is caught in the dilemma of your own thoughts and words. Swamiji explains how the nature of mind itself is dilemma. Let's do a small exercise here. Just take a moment now. Close your eyes. Now I'm going to be telling a few sentences, and you can visualize as I'm telling this. Visualize that you're standing. You can just close your eyes. Visualize that you're standing. Visualize you're running. Visualize you're swimming. Visualize you're laughing. Now visualize that you're not standing. Visualize that you're not running. Visualize that you're not swimming. Visualize that you're not laughing. Good, open your eyes now. Do you observe that whenever I said visualize that you're standing, you're able to actually visualize that you're standing. But when I'm using the word not, and I say visualize you're not standing, there's no visualization possible. Maybe you might visualize a different action. Let's say, when I say you're not standing, you might visualize yourself as sitting, but there is no opposite, like you can never visualize a no.
Actually, how many of you are relating to this? I see, because this is like such a shocking thing. Never any of us kind of cognize this or are even aware of this. Now, all the viewers that are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, how many of you are like clicking with it? Like, oh my God, yes. Even when she said you're not swimming, you would have maybe visualized you are walking, sitting, doing something else. But there is no not swimming visualization. You're not swimming translates into another action. So how many of you are clicking with it? Or how many of you are listening to this for the first time and you are like surprised?
Actually, this is an exercise like what Swamiji made us do, because when Swamiji explained about this, it really clicked with me, because the power that negative words have, because a mind cannot cognize no. Mind cannot cognize not. It'll always try to create a visualization of what is. Actually, there's a very beautiful practice that we do in Gurukul, is we tell all the sentences positively. We say, like, we usually avoid telling the negative words like no, not, etc. because our mind will not be able to perceive these words fully. So whenever you say, I don't want to have this headache, your mind does not perceive don't. So your mind will only perceive the remaining sentence, I want to have a headache. Because each time you visualize that you don't want something, you are giving power to that visualization of wanting the same. That is why Swamiji also says, guilt is the original sin. So you might have this question, then how do I get rid of this headache? Swamiji says, just let me be healed. That's all.
See, the mind is so used to thinking only negative words. That is a problem. Our self-contradictory thoughts are the root cause of all of our suffering. All our suffering arises from our ignorance. ignorance of the truth that we are by nature bliss. We are a part of existence which is by nature bliss. So we intellectually and experientially understand this. We will consciously and strongly see our self-contradictory thoughts being replaced by self-healing thoughts.
Actually, Swamiji says it's just that simple. All you need is consciously visualize, consciously just make a decision and consciously just start shifting these words. When we infuse healing thoughts into our system, we give power to positive words and thoughts. They get embedded in our very muscle memory. So whenever you're going through your low mood, depression, these healing thoughts will automatically come out and it will pull us out of that low mood.
And Swamiji very beautifully explains, and Swamiji himself has spoken about war and how the world is going to be impacted by the wars, especially today around the world when this war, the Russia and Ukraine war is going on. Swamiji has beautifully revealed about how it can have impacts for all of us, because it is very important to understand this before we go to understand why is peace so important. Like, how can you create peace and why is it so important to create peace? Swamiji very beautifully explains why it is important. And Swamiji reveals to us. We'll be sharing with you all what Swamiji tells. Also, we can directly listen to Swamiji sharing. But just to paraphrase what Swamiji revealed, Swamiji tells that peace is a space where life can flourish. That is why in Sanskrit we use the word Shanti. Peace internally and externally. That is Shanti. Peace is a space where life can flourish, especially during this tough time that humanity is facing, like the Ukraine and Russia war. Swamiji reveals to us saying it is possible. If we let this continue, this can roll and become the third world war, which humanity cannot afford. As of now, humanity cannot afford the after effects and the effects of war, Swamiji says. Swamiji says we can't even, let alone being able to manage the after effects of war or the effects of war. Swamiji tells we can't even afford the fear of war, because the fear of war itself can collapse so many of our fragile systems, be it share markets, fuel price, gold price, various world currencies collapsing. We all saw the statistics that we shared. Already many countries have gone into debt crisis. Many countries have asked for loans. Many countries have already been declared in the danger list. They've all been given warnings and alerts, because the whole world is impacted by one conflict or disturbance in one corner of planet Earth. Because we're all so interconnected, we're all woven, interknit, that we're all dependent on each other. Because ultimately, it's a collective consciousness. Swamiji tells all these fragile systems collapsing will put millions of people in hunger and without food, without basic necessities. So even if these running system collapses, millions of people will be pushed into poverty, economic crisis, and hunger. Swamiji tells that we are looking at only actual people at war front and dying. The people who are actually fighting the war or directly being impacted by the war and dying. Yes, that is one category of people. But Swamiji also touches upon another important aspect. Swamiji tells we are not considering the pricing raise. Multiple countries' gold price is raising, currency is collapsing. All this is going to impact the less privileged human beings. It is going to push millions and millions into poverty. The immediate fear of war will kill millions who are not in war zone. people who are not at all either in Russia or Ukraine, or people who have not even heard the name Russia or Ukraine, will, without medical care, many of these people will get pushed into below poverty line and economical meltdown.
And we are also now going to be watching these revelations directly in Swamiji's own words. So before we enter into that video, let's take a short break and let's tune in back to watch.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive, somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity. I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Mahakailas. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have, you will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache, or depression, or the worst suicidal patterns, or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive. Somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity. I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Mahakailas. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment. Irreversible power manifestation. Irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. Peace is the space where life can flourish. In Sanskrit, we use the word Shanti. Shanti means peace internally, externally. Shanti, peace is the space where life can flourish. Especially this tough time humanity is facing. The Ukraine-Russia war can go either way. If we all don't take the responsibility to stop the war, it can roll and become Third World War, which humanity can't afford. Please understand, as on now, not only we can't afford the effects of war and after effects of the war, we can't even afford the fear of the war, because the fear of the war itself can collapse many of our fragile systems like share markets, fuel price, gold price, various world currencies collapsing. All this itself will put millions of people in hunger and without food and basic necessities. Even if these running systems collapse, please understand, we are all looking at only the actual people in the war front and dying, but we are not considering price is rising in multiple countries. The gold price is rising in multiple countries. The currency is collapsing. All this is going to impact less privileged human beings. It is going to push millions and millions into poverty. The immediate impact of even the fear of war will kill millions who are not in the war zone. People who are not there at all in Russia or Ukraine, or who have not even heard the name Russia and Ukraine. Global media is not attending to these people. These stories of these people are never told, never brought to the attention of the world. We need to understand people who are no way directly responsible, who are not part of Russia or Ukraine. Millions are going to die just even by the fear of this war, because the fear of this war is going to melt down share market in multiple countries. It's going to raise the fuel price in multiple countries. It's going to raise the cost of living in multiple countries. It is going to deny food, medical care, survival needs to millions of people in multiple countries. Humanity need to take the responsibility for peace inside and peace outside. I want to be voice of the voiceless. Today, I want to raise my voice for those voiceless people who are dying not in Russia and Ukraine. See, people who are dying in the war front. Global media is raising their voice for them. Global media is attending to them. Global media is making it as an issue for the world. For the people who are dying in Russia and Ukraine who are in the war front. But nobody is raising the voice for those who are dying due to the different effects and impact of this war. Nobody is bothered about how the cost of living is rising. Even in Indian villages, due to the fuel price hike, nobody is talking about people becoming homeless in US, in Canada, in Europe, due to the fuel price hike, gold price hike, share market melting down. Many middle class people are pushed into poverty and below poverty due to the fear of this war. Nobody is raising voice for them. Today, I want to raise my voice. I want to lend my voice. I want to give my voice for those voiceless people. Those people who don't have voice, who are no way connected to war, who are not citizens of Ukraine or citizens of Russia, who are not supporting the war or who are no way taking any side of Russia or Ukraine. Common people like you and me are pushed to poverty and below poverty, and they are getting killed without food, and their hopes are getting crushed. Their future hopes are getting crushed. Don't you see it? Just for those millions of people who are no way connected to Russia and Ukraine, just for those millions who are suffering, who are no way connected to Russia and Ukraine, just for their sake, we need peace. We need peace. We need peace. This is my message at this juncture. I want to bring those millions of people who are getting pushed into poverty and below poverty line, who are already suffering, reeling due to the pandemic, now facing this price hike. They are not able to put food in their plates. They are not able to give food to their families. I think it is time we human beings, humanity, takes the responsibility to stop the war. Today, we should decide for peace, global peace. I wanted to give my voice for those voiceless people who are dying all over the world due to the artificial poverty generated by the fear of this war. Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. I guarantee you, I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive. Somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity. I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Mahakailas. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with the 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth.
Welcome back. And we just now listened to from Swamiji the impact that the war can have to, even the people that even do not even know the names Russia and Ukraine. And now we are also having a comment from Purna Pandolekar requesting for a scan.
Sure,
Sure,
Ma,
now
I
Ma
can
Nithyananda
scan.
is going to be doing the body scanning for you. Just for the viewers that are watching us live right now, this scanning where we connect with Bhagwan Paramashiva, where we connect with Swamiji, and through the power of third eye, we'll be able to scan what's happening inside your body. And the whatever third eye is revealing, many times third eye would reveal the source of the issue too. So as how the third eye is revealing, we'll be sharing those things with you. So anybody else that wants to have a body scan, you could also go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section.
Ma Purna, actually mainly what I saw for you, Ma, more than physical, I didn't like more than physical issues as such. I'm seeing that in the recent past, there is some particular incompletion that you're really going through, something that you're really contemplating on, struggling with, that is having an impact in your digestive system. That is why if you see, you'll have a lot of you'll have a lot of belching, or in like there'll be a lot of impacts of gas in your stomach and acidity. Mainly, I'm seeing stomach issues. That is because of some kind of fear you're going through. That incompletion is causing certain insecurity, triggering certain insecurity in you, which is directly affecting your stomach, affecting your concentration, and affecting your willingness to involve into things. And there is no major physical issues as such related to this directly, but this is having an impact physically on your body. If you see, they cause a lot of heat imbalance. There'll be a lot of cascading effects of this, but mainly it is because of an incompletion. Very recently, I'm seeing something has triggered a certain insecurity, certain fear in you. Every time that happens, it directly impacts your stomach, your digestive system. So that's what mainly I saw, Mapurna. And you can share with me and you can let me know if you were able to relate with that. And mainly also the solution that I saw for it is, of course, completion. But what I saw is, if you more than trying to look in, because right now you're trying to you're constantly brooding over that incompletion. Instead of that, instead of looking in and doing the completion, first thing is, if you can listen to satsangs related to the issue that you have, and watch satsangs, you'll click with powerful cognitions, and that will inspire your whole completion, which will heal you. So that is what I saw for you. You can share with me if you were able to relate with it.
So, as Purna Pandolekar, as you're typing, anybody else that wants to have a body scan also, you can also go ahead and leave your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will be scanning your body. So let's now continue. We were sharing about how the war has an impact in almost even the people that no way, not people who might not even know the names of Ukraine, Russia, even in their lives, how this war directly impacts. That's what we were sharing. And we were also sharing about the beautiful things that the truths that Swamiji had revealed about how the individual peace is what is going to be a cause for the global peace to happen.
Actually, there's a very beautiful story that Swamiji shares about this. It is from the life of Buddha. So, Devadatta is Buddha's cousin, and he joined Buddha's order of monks. And he was a very power-hungry person. He was hungry for power and status. He wanted to become the head of the order of monks. But Buddha, of course, he would know what is running in each and every person, and he would not allow an immature person who was running after status instead of enlightenment to lead his mission. So Devadatta harbored a lot of jealousy and ill feelings towards Buddha. and even many times made several attempts to kill him. So once what Devadatta did is he persuaded the royal elephant keepers to release a fierce elephant onto Buddha's path. The elephant was intoxicated and it was let loose on the streets in which usually Buddha will go for a walk every day. And that mad elephant it ran wildly, and people were all like panicking, and they were all running in all directions. And then the elephant came upon Buddha. Buddha kept walking, radiating the same peace and calm, even in the face of this danger. His bliss and peace was not at all affected by the threat of the wild elephant. The elephant came rushing towards Buddha in a mad fury. Once it reached Buddha, it immediately calmed down completely. Its wild nature simply dissolved in Buddha's enlightened presence. And Buddha just touched the elephant's forehead and stroked it gently. Calmed by the patting, the elephant bent down on its knees and bowed down to Buddha. The people watching this whole scene was simply shocked. Actually, in this, so beautifully Swamiji explains how the individual peace by its nature touches the world. See, the effect of peace radiated by the person that is completely enlightened, who's fully satisfied, who's blissful within himself, is similar to the waves that happen in a lake when you throw a stone in it. If you observe, when you put a stone in a silent lake, the ripples touch almost everything in the lake. Same way, the waves of bliss radiating from a peaceful person naturally and automatically touches people, animals, trees, rocks, affecting everything near. To make the whole world blissful and happy, you don't have to do anything. Just change your symptom. When you are seeing a horror movie, your world will be filled with fear. But if you just change a channel to, let's say, a comedy movie, you can see how your whole world suddenly changes. When the inner awakening happens, the higher emotions happen. It all finally boils down to your experience of what is happening. Do you want to save the world, or you need to do save yourself? Everything is actually happening in this world. Great spiritual sessions where enlightenment is being shared, and at the same time, terrorist training camps where violence is being shared. See, according to what you tune with, the world that you attract and see will also appear to be. You will attract, like how Swamiji says, right? When you tune into, if you're watching a horror movie, your whole world around you, even a curtain dangling somewhere, will make you feel like, oh, there is ghosts. Even if your like light is off somewhere and you'll feel like there's some ghost standing in the dark, your whole world will be filled with that. Let's say you just switch, you watch a very comedy movie. Your whole world changes. You will be complete. There'll be no fear at that point. Swamiji tells that according to what you tune with, the world that you attract and see will also appear to be. You will attract the same type of people and situations in your life. Even one person struggling for enlightenment, seeking, raises the consciousness of at least 1 million. And now I am seeing there's a comment from Purna Pandolekar. She is saying, like, to what Nithyananda had scanned through her, right? So Purna Pandolekar is asking, what's the trigger and or incompletion, and with what or whom? Yes, it's related. Thank you. Sure, Mama Purna. What I actually had seen was it is something to do with a recent incompletion, a recent incident that happened. And I particularly saw the feeling of insecurity that you went through. Something put you in deep insecurity, which created a lot of fear in you. That strong emotion is only having this impact. So maybe what you could do is, if you could just see Swamiji's satsangs and revelations related to that, and see what is that incompletion and how it had an impact in you. that will simply help you to complete. So that is also another particular thing that I saw in the third eye, is that more than you trying to look in, trying to identify, just listen to satsangs on this. Naturally, Swamiji will lead it. Swamiji himself will make you have that click. So just let us know. Please do this completion. Please watch the satsangs. So Swamiji himself will guide you and bless you with the completion, whatever pattern that you need to have the shift. So yes, thank you, Ma. And now, talking about this, right? Talking about powers, and Swamiji tells many times that just 10,000 superconscious beings, just 10,000 power manifestors around the world is enough to eradicate all the violence on planet Earth. Just 10,000 people sitting and meditating and manifesting superconscious powers is enough to eradicate all the violence in the world. Now, this brings us to the subject about collective consciousness. How you bringing in, how you seeking, Swami says, right? Like even one person struggling for enlightenment or seeking raises a consciousness of at least 1 million people. How does this work? Swamiji says, not only we're all connected to each other socially, the great truth is that we're all part of the whole, what is called the collective consciousness.
Actually, it's like how an ocean, a drop. Like we will see there are these bubbles that come whenever a wave crashes on the shore. We'll see a lot of bubbles that will be happening. So when the bubbles form, even though it's very much part of the ocean, the bubble thinks it's an individual, and it starts relating with similar looking bubbles, thinking this is my father, this is my mother, and by thinking that each of them are independent existing. But again, when the wave comes back, all these bubbles disappear back into the same wave, same ocean. But that point where it is a single bubble, or if it's becoming part of the ocean, throughout the time, it was still part of the ocean. It was still part of the whole. Somebody so beautifully explains that this is how all of us are connected. Actually, not just in spiritual level, like in a very, very practical level, many times you'd actually see, if you are sad, when you're looking outside, you see people more sad. If you're angry, the people will also appear, things that are happening will also appear to be more angry for you. Or even more easier to understand, if you're hungry, what are the things that you perceive? Let's say you're driving by, and let's say you're very hungry. All the restaurant boards or places where they're selling any type of food, those boards appear more brighter to you. What you're looking for, you start seeing those. So what we are having inside, that is the way we see life, and everything that we see and whatever we are experiencing, all of these are connected. All of them are interconnected. That's a song. When the inner awakening happens, the higher emotions happen. We are all not individual islands. Our thoughts, our emotions, and our feelings not only affect us, but they affect the rest of the world also. We are always in the ocean of existence. Existence itself is pure, intelligent energy. This loving existence desires that each of us succeed and experiences the fulfillment in life. When we realize this, we can simply let go of our fears, desires, jealousies, pains, and depressions, and relax into the loving arms of existence.
Actually, Swamiji very beautifully explains how, talking about how Swamiji explains it, none of us is an individual island. Each of us are interconnected. Each of us are related in some way or the other. All we need to do is just realize that we are all connected with each other. That's why Swamiji says, no island is actually an island. Each island is like a big click that I had. Because what you see is just the top part of that land. But each island is interconnected. Each of them below, beneath, all of them are from the same source, Earth. It's just the ocean that creates a delusion of separation between two pieces of land. So let us see how we can bring peace. Why it is important to bring peace on planet Earth. And it is certainly most important that we bring peace inside us, the individual peace in us. It is that which is going to lead to the global peace, because ultimately all of it is what is happening inside you is what is reflecting in the world around you. That's why Swamiji tells, instead of looking at each other as enemies, if you start looking in, you will realize that the enemy within is causing all the trouble in your life. As such, there is no enmity with others. The other is just a blissful part of existence like you. And Swamiji tells, we think negatively because we're unaware. Our thoughts affect the people around us and also the whole world. Swamiji shares a very beautiful story about how our thoughts affect others. There's a story of between once the king Akbar, he's a Mughal emperor, and his enlightened minister Birbal. Both of them take a walk. Both of them are going for a walk, and Akbar sees a sandalwood dealer, the man who's selling sandalwood. And Akbar looks at Birbal and tells, Birbal, you don't know, suddenly I'm feeling like I have to just call this man and punish him. I have to just hang him to death. And Akbar is saying, I don't know why I'm even feeling it. I don't even know who this man is. I have no idea of him. But I suddenly feel like I have to just hang him and punish him to death. And Birbal silently just listens to the king, and they walk, they carry on. And after a few days, again Akbar and Birbal go for a walk. And they pass by the same sandalwood dealer. Suddenly, Akbar looks at the dealer and looks at Birbal and says, I don't know why. Today I feel so much of love oozing out of me. And I feel like I had to go and shower him with it. Then Akbar is confused. Akbar asks Birbal, do you know why it has happened like this? Then very beautifully Birbal shares that the first time when king told this, and after they continued the war, Birbal quietly goes to the sandalwood dealer and he asks him, just engages with him. And then the sandalwood dealer tells, when he finds out that the sandalwood dealer was running with immense debt in his business, it was not all doing well. So when he saw the king pass by, he thinks to himself, oh, if the king dies, it will be very nice, because then all the royal people come to collect sandalwood from me, and they want to do for his rituals for his death, they'll want to collect sandalwood and I'll become rich. So that thought synergetically triggered the same emotion in Akbar, where Akbar felt like he has to hang the sandalwood dealer. But after Birbal shares further, the next day, Birbal got lot of sandalwood from the sandalwood dealer for making furnitures in the palace. So he had a very good deal, and sandalwood dealer felt so grateful towards the king. He was like, God, because the king has purchased so much, now I'm out of my debt crisis and I'm so happy. And he was grateful to the king. That thoughts in him sent the synergetically triggered Akbar in such a way where he also felt so much of joy seeing that man. So this is the power of thoughts. Every single thought that we carry has a power. Every single thought. That's why, again, just repeating what Swamiji said, that it is the increase in unconscious human beings and the negative thoughts which is causing so much global crisis. Every single suffering, every single harsh words, anger, the feelings of anger, the suppressed emotions that we carry, sufferings that we carry, all of these directly contribute to the creation of unrest in the world. Individual stress, hatred, violence cause an increase in the collective stress, collective hate, collective violence. And this leads to a decrease in human awareness,
resulting in more acts of violence against nature. We need to break this cycle. Otherwise, it is going to cause more and more calamities, both natural as well as man-made, because the wheel of nature cannot sustain any more violence. So global peace as such has no meaning. It is the peace and the bliss inside the individual that will directly result in global peace. The individual's inner satisfaction increases in awareness, creativity, and intelligence. It will automatically lead to global peace and prosperity and harmony. This is a very beautiful clipping of where Swamiji shares about this. How, like, why we should start working for global peace.
Best way to bring global peace is to start working for it. Individual level, social level, global level, let us start working for it. Let us establish at least 1,000. See, we are working for 2,000. We already listed the living, practicing Hindus who are going to be part of this micronation, the founding fathers of micronations all over the world. First and foremost thing, everything has to be done as per the constitution of the country you exist, within the legal framework, within the legally allowed freedom. Understand? The purpose of these micronations is to bring global peace. I don't want anyone to create conflict by creating this micronation. The purpose of the micronation is to bring global peace. So whoever is interested in really working for global peace, responsibly, spreading oneness, the great Hindu principles, and creating not only individual peace by creating a globe. See, not only creating individual peace by meditation, unclutching, creating an ecosystem where the global peace can start manifesting. Living global peace, loving global peace, spreading global peace. So the purpose of these micronations is to bring global peace. By next year, 2021, International Day of Peace, we want to have 2021 micronations. We are looking 2021 number by 2021, but at least we want to make 1,000 into reality. See, the goal is 2021, but I want to make it at least 1,000 into reality. We can register 2021 before 2021 International Peace Day, and at least 1,000 we can get recognition. All that, it is possible. September 21st, 2021, Tuesday, is the timeline for us to make 2021 micronations Kailasa. Kailasa micronations all over the world. So I welcome everyone who is interested in individual peace and global peace to take this responsibility and be part of this great mission. Work for global peace. Work for global peace. This is going to be the movement for global peace. Let's do it. Let's really do it. Last 26 years, I am working for reviving the enlightened civilization. 10 years, we are studying very seriously the concepts of various communities. In 2005, I created a community in Duarte in Los Angeles, enlightenment-based community. In 2000, I started creating a community, and 2001 made a center for that community in Erode, Tiruchengodu, and 2002 in Bidadi, Bangalore, Adikailasa, 2003 end in Hyderabad, 2004 multiple places all over the world, 2005 in Los Angeles Duarte Ashram. Please understand, I am working on this for last 26 years. Now we have mastered this science. We have become expert in this science. So, last 10 years we thoroughly studied legal and various implications, and especially last 2 years, getting to the ground and collecting legal opinions and practically how the communities are successful, everything. The whole knowledge is ready. And I request, welcome all the living, practicing Hindus from all over the world to be part of this great responsibility, bringing global peace to planet Earth by reviving Kailasa, the enlightened civilization, by making 2021 micronations by 2021 September 21, International Day of Peace. Last 26 years of our experience has given us a solid understanding how legally, politically, socially, individually, these micronations can be manifested as a reality and sustained. So with this expertise, we are entering into this great responsibility of manifesting this 2021 micronations by 2021 September 21st. I welcome all of you, whoever wants to be founding father of Kailasa, the micronation. The Hindu micronations should be formed all over the world. So we stand for the grand narrative of Hinduism, global peace, and the enlightenment science of Hinduism.
Nithyananda. We welcome you all back after a short clipping that we all watched, where Swamiji beautifully explains and also gives all of us a beautiful opportunity to be part of creating this global peace. by being part of the Micronations project. And to know more about it, you all can visit kailasa.org, our official website, and you will have various initiatives that you can be part of. You can be part of creating peaceful world around you. Now, next is one of the most interesting segments where we are going to see this day in the history of Kailasa, the glimpses of the glorious past on the 7th of June through the years. So here the first is, here you all can see, this is on the 7th of June 2004, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reveals a satsang on Kadavai Tira Katru Varatum in Madurai city. You all can see the huge crowd that is sitting. It is just a young avatar in the year of 2004, and you can see the huge billboards hanging on the main crossroads and junctions of Madurai. And this is the city of Meenakshi, and Paramashiva himself walked again and revealed the sacred truths. The next is 7th June in 2005. This was special because Swamiji was in a Himalayan trip, May 2005. Swamiji had visited the Himalayas between 23rd May and 7th June 2005, taking with him 135 chosen blessed devotees from all over the world. The places of visit were Rishikesh, Haridwar, Uttarkashi, Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath, and Joshimath. Besides visiting the holy shrines, Swamiji had delivered powerful discourses on various subjects, including sorry for the technical glitch. He answered questions from devotees on any subject of their choice. He also conducted spiritual workshops and burning out the engrams, patterns, the recorded negative thoughts in us, in each person that are causative factor for all physical and mental ailments. And devotees also saw Swamiji perform sacred fire rituals called homas, abhishekam, pujas at all places of visit. Swamiji himself had performed all these rituals, and all of them had intense spiritual experiences which they shared during the trip. And particularly on the 7th of June 2005, Swamiji is seen delivering satsang to everyone at Haridwar, and you all can see here the young avatar at the year of 2005 playing the musical instruments, and all the fortunate 135 beings around enjoy this divine Leela of Paramashiva. And the next is the 7th of June in 2009. Here is the printout of an invitation for Nithyananda Purnima celebrations that was extended to the public. This is on the 7th of June. Next is the 7th of June 2011, and here we all can see Swamiji celebrating the Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam and revealing his special message. Let's all watch this clipping from the 7th of June 2011.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today, we inaugurate Venkateshwara's Brahmotsavam. We will be celebrating Venkateshwara's presence for next 15 days. This is the only Brahmotsavam done for 15 days. Usually all Brahmotsavams are 10 days. This is done for 15 days. We will be celebrating next 15 days. Venkateshwara's Brahmotsavam. So, all of us will experience the powerful presence, intense presence of Venkateshwara. And all the auspicious things of Venkateshwara. Today I will say a few words on Venkateshwara. Venkateshwara is one of the most powerful modern day incarnation. Incarnation happened in Kali Yuga. Vishnu came down to Seshadri and Bhudevi took birth as Padmavati, and they got married and stayed in the planet Earth with the body at least for 200 years and created a beautiful kingdom, blessing the devotees with wealth, health, all the auspicious things. Finally, decided to stand in Tirumala, making himself available to all the devotees. Still, please understand the Tirumala Murti, Venkateshwara's Murti is his very body. It just became stone, that's all. That's why it is life size. The very body, how he is standing, he just became Archavatara. Archavatara means the incarnation to receive all the worship and devotion of the people. So the Srinivasa became Archavatara, standing in Tirumala and gracing the whole world, whole universe, showering wealth, health, and all the spiritual benefits. Now, I invoke his presence here and on all our satsang centers. I bless you all. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, and share the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
The next is the 7th of June 2014. You all can see this beautiful picture where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism delivers Mahasatsang in Mumbai, the city of Mumbai in India, where thousands attend. Swamiji revealed to humanity the secrets of rewriting our future. In these extraordinary revelations, Swamiji had revealed so many powerful truths about how you can change your future through inner awakening, you awakening yourself, how you can change your entire future and rewrite it. This is a profound satsang. It's called the Maha Satsang in Mumbai, which was attended by thousands of people. Next is the 7th June 2015. Swamiji reveals to the world about Shivoham, having the deeper understandings of Shivoham. And here you all can see SPH revealing to all of us about the deeper understanding. It was a special webinar on Shivoham. The next is 7th of June 2016. And here we all can see Swamiji returning from the grand Simhasta Kumbh Mela in Ujjain in India. Kumbh Mela is the largest gathering on planet Earth where millions of people gather in one place for the sacred dip in the river during that particular ritual or event. And Swamiji, as a Mahamandaleshwar, as a pontiff, had went and had the sacred dip. And here Swamiji was returning to Adi Kailasa, the kingdom of Adi Kailasa. And we all can see how all the Kailashians grandly received Swamiji and enjoyed a very personal and a very sweet, intimate setting of satsang with Swamiji, where Swamiji graced and delivered profound truths to all the Adi Kailash, all the Adinavasis. The next is the 7th of June 2018. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, visited the Ajanta and Ellora caves. And these pictures here are very special because Swamiji himself personally clicked these pictures. These are all such beautiful pictures to enjoy. Here, these pictures are personally clicked by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on this special visit to the Kailasanatha temple in Ellora. It is of stone carvings, visitors, and detailed architecture that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself has personally clicked. Now, let us see the 6th of June 2015.
Like how once Swami explained that different levels of cognition, that Brahminical way of cognition, Shaivite way of cognition, Nithyanandite way of cognition. Like when you have that Nithyanandite way of cognition, that you have that seeking, you want to have the truth as your experience. So even without it becoming as your experience still, you just, like when some mad elephant is coming to attack you, instead of you just getting scared and running away, or you're waiting for your the truth to become your cognition and your experience, you just telling, my master has experienced this, so obviously he'll protect me. When you're from that cognition, you'll just, all the cities will just start expressing from you that rule, that like nature, responsibility, action and all doesn't come here. It's just divine intervention which causes that miracle to happen directly, just experience. So this is what I understand, like when you have more and more seeking, all these laws of the cosmos is just broken down. You just like, you just experience that favorite inheritor of the cosmos. Please.
What do you mean by seeking when you're about to die?
What I understand is seeking when when you're dying is like Swamiji told in one satsang that in 27 November 2014, he quotes a beautiful song from Tirunavukkarasar. He says, Katrunai potriyor kadalil paitrinum pachinum natrunai avadu namashivayame. So he says that even when somebody ties you with a stone and throws you in the ocean, you will just, when you just say the mantra of Namashivaya, you will just, even that stone will turn into a boat and come up, make you live for long. So this is what I understand. Movement, that when you're continuously seek Him, even through the death, you will just say Namashivaya. Even Namashivaya will make you the boat for others. So this is what I understand.
Parashakti Akashic. I am a student doing my graduation from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I was maybe conditioned, or I perhaps branded myself as the most logical being I've ever come across in my life. And I really thought religious programs conducted by saints would be all about faith and intuition, and it would not carry an element of logic which would satisfy my aspiring researcher element. But I bet anybody, this is perhaps the most logical process I've gone through, and something very beyond my logic. It took time for me to seriously contemplate what every completion, every process, everything meant. I've spoken to a few Mahants earlier, and I've done Samskara Dahana Kriya process, of course, very irregularly, purely based on my need of time and emotions. But this time around, when we were doing it, followed by a Shivoham process, people before me have spoken about the process of Shivoham, but I call it symbistics, as it is called in the research jargon. And the world is just experimenting sound mixing in this field, and here sound is being projected in the most advanced levels. I invite scientists to come and experience, symbologists, symbisticists to come and experience this Shivoham. And see, in research jargon, we call ourselves intelligentsia, academic intelligentsia. But I can tell, after this 21 days of experience, I can make an open statement on worldwide media that we are just intellectia, not intelligentsia. For this intellectia to ripen into intelligentsia, I think inner awakening is one of the best outlets. And a word about third eye awakening. A couple of my relatives, friends, well-wishers, social circle, when my mom first put it on Facebook as a status that I could be able to read blindfold, people were, those were just patch-up words. People were like, kudos, congrats, and stuff like that. But yesterday, we made a short video out of it. I was blindfolded and asked to read one page from the Shivoham photo book. And when my mom posted it on Facebook, people were like, how is this possible? The comments were not congratulatory. The comments were exclamatory and questioning the very existence of such a technique. So it's very hard, to believe things from the other side. It has to be experienced. And on stage here, on media, I would like to thank Ma Nitya Devi, Mahant Shri Nitya Baladara, and Ma Nitya Nirbeda for being back of me to do this. And my love also goes to my aunt Nitya Ramani, who was literally not bothering about what I would think of her, or I would rather go beyond being in talking terms with her if she would have if she enforced me, which I did out of my sheer pride of being the so-called logical being I was. So I'm sorry, and my love to you. So thank you, all these people. You made me experience what I really wanted to. Thank you, Swamiji.
The next is the 7th of June 2021. We just watched a very beautiful sharing from Inner Awakening participants about how they manifested powers with Swamiji's blessings. And here, 7th of June 2021, in conjunction of International Observance of World Food Safety Day, the SPH Nithyananda Paramashivam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, blesses humanity with immense health. And this is the message from the SPH for this observance, and I quote, violence-based food, meaning animal-based food and chemical-based food, both harm the system equally. Various components of you need to be integrated to experience state of Paramashiva. Organic vegetarian food is required to develop the highest psychology and your physiological flow. What you eat contributes to what you think, and what you think contributes to what you cognize. What you cognize contributes to who you are. So what you eat directly affects who you are. And that is a beautiful revelation from Swamiji on the importance of having the right food and how that affects what you are, who you are. So it is so beautiful to see through the years in the history of Kailasa how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has evolved slowly, working one at a time, and built this nation out of his sheer hard work and sincerity. And each year we can see the growing masses of people sharing their experiences. It is not just the volume of crowd that came, but in the 2015 sharing, just the previous sharing that we all heard, we saw how she shared as to how she was able to manifest powers, walking from a regular, completely logical life background, and how she experienced the powers and experientially understood the sacred science of inner awakening. So each year, Kailasa has been growing and is going to continue to grow more and more, bigger and bigger. So thank you all for joining us in the program today, and hope all of you enjoyed the program. And stay tuned. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Hit the subscribe button and bell icon so that every day you receive enlightenment as a notification on your phone. So let's get ready to receive the initiation and the satsang from Swamiji, the direct audience with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Please sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Have your eyes closed. Chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashiva's message directly from Mahakailasa. Listen. Superconscious mutation is process of putting the very core superconsciousness of Paramashiva into your consciousness and letting your consciousness mute, go through the whole mutation process. Don't understand the word mute into M-U-T-E. Conscious mutation process. The superconscious mutation process. Letting your consciousness go through the superconscious mutation process and evolving you is initiation into powers of superconscious mutation. Listen, here, you manifesting the powers is the spiritual practice. Straight, you manifesting the powers is spiritual practice. Superconscious mutation is putting the very superconsciousness, the core of Paramashiva, into your consciousness and let your consciousness go through the process of mutation and manifest superconscious being and powers. Listen. Initiation itself, power manifestation itself is tapas. That is the spiritual practice for superconscious mutation. This whole process is founded on tyaga. Listen. I sacrifice all my expectations about you. Being a good disciple, bad, I sacrifice all my expectations. I do tyaga. You just do tyaga of all your expectations with me, life, world, universe, everything. Listen. Tyaga is the ground, foundation, base material for your consciousness to become superconsciousness. Listen. I declare, I sacrifice, I renounce, I do tyaga of all my expectations about all of you. You decide to do tyaga of all your expectations from life, from jiva, yourself. See, when you have expectations about yourself from yourself, you go through so much of insecurity within you about you. You continue to cage, prison yourself inside yourself. When you decide to do tyaga of all your expectations about you, just decide, now whatever I can do, I will do. I am not going to carry on, hold on to any expectation about me, within me. Do tyaga of all your expectations about yourself from yourself. And do tyaga of everything you expect from life. Do tyaga of everything you expect from Paramashiva. From Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. From Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. From everything. From yourself, from the cosmos, from Paramashiva. From all the three, all expectations you have, renounce it. Sit now with this tyaga. Hold the Atma Linga in your palm. Keep the other hand on top. Please keep the hands like this. Atma Linga will start levitating, floating between both your hands. Listen. Ma Nitya Pushkalananda. You should know that I myself talk to you every day when you do puja. Ma Pushkalananda is putting the message. Swamiji, this is exactly what I received during puja today. Thank you so much for confirming and initiating. All of you should know. People who do Nitya Puja, every day during the Nitya Puja, you directly connect with me and the space I am in. If you are doing Nitya Puja, during Nitya Puja, you will simply receive the next day satsang message. What I am going to talk in the next day satsang, Paramashiva's message, you will simply receive it. Because in Samadhi, what I receive from Paramashiva, you will directly receive through the puja. Now, keep the Atma Linga between both the hands. See how I am keeping the hand? Exactly like this. Keep the Atma Linga. Not only it will stand on itself. Understand? You should not try to make the Atma Linga stand. Just leave it on your palm. It will stand by itself and start levitating, floating between both your palms. It will first stand up and start floating between both your palms. Listen. Nothing to hold on in the known universe from the known self, from the known Ishvara. Listen, what you know as yourself, what you know as the universe, what you know as God, Paramashiva, all are too small. When you decide to do tyaga, you will know the real self of you, real cosmos, and real Paramashiva. I renounce all my expectations about you. You all renounce all your expectations about life, me, Paramashiva, Guru, God, from yourself. Do renounce everything. What happens, happens. Now, you decide to renounce. This tyaga will make you know the real self, real Ishvara, real cosmos. Keep the Atma Linga between both the palms. Listen, I will lift it now. The initiation is extremely powerful. With the grace of Paramashiva, I am starting this next level of initiation. I should say that Paramashiva himself is starting this auspicious occasion of his own coronation, Magutabhishekam. Time with this auspicious Magutabhishekam, he is manifesting this initiation. A powerful cognition is renounce all the expectation. Renounce all the expectations. Renounce all expectations you have about yourself from yourself. Just be udasi. What happens, happens. What can be done, leave it. Renounce all your expectations you have about cosmos, universe. Renounce it. What happens, happens. What can be done? Renounce all your expectations you have about Ishvara, Paramashiva, God, Guru. Renounce it. What happens, happens. Leave it. With this tyaga, sit with absolute tyaga. Tyaga is power. It is actually the fire, pure fire, detoxifies your consciousness. When I renounce all my expectations about you, you flower into me. When you renounce all your expectations about me, you manifest in oneness with me. Paramadvaita happens when you renounce all expectations. So I declare now, as a living manifestation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, I renounce all my expectations about all of you. All of you decide to renounce all the expectations you have about everything, including the expectations you have about this initiation. Just sit with a pure tyaga. Be tyaga raja. Be pure tyagi. Tyaga is the royal way, connects you to manifest Paramadvaita with Paramashiva. It's an immediate way of manifesting the superconscious mutation. People ask, oh, through initiation, just like that I can do what I want. You can. Just drop all the expectations you have about you, from you, by you, and all expectations you have with Paramashiva, with universe. Drop everything. And sit now with the tyaga as a tyagi. Keep the Atma Linga between both your palms. You will see now, not only linga stands erect, it starts floating between your both palms in the space. It will be levitating now. Ananda Bharati is messaging exactly same verse I heard in the evening puja time, Swamiji. Listen. Whoever does Nitya Puja will receive exactly my next day satsang message on that day Nitya Puja. Next session, next satsang what I am going to speak, you will hear in the Nitya Puja. Because what I receive from Paramashiva when I am in Samadhi, you receive it during your Nitya Puja directly. Let's start. Om, 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 Om. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva.
பூராய் பூவாய் மரமாகி பல்விருகமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி கல்லாய் கணங்களாய் வல்லசுரராய் முனிவராய் தேவராய் செல்லாய் தாவர சங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பிலையே பெருமா.
Om, 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 Shiva, Shiva, Shiva.
ஆளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய சரீரத்தில் வாழும் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசைகொடி மையாட்கொண்டவா. ஆளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய சரீரத்தில் வாழும் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசைகொடி மையாட்கொண்டவா. வெளிவித்தவா வாக்கு பயமாக்கவா ஔஷதம் தந்தவா உடலை விடு பொறுமை தந்தருளவா. வெளிவித்தவா வாக்கு பயமாக்கவா ஔஷதம் தந்தவா உடலை விடு பொறுமை தந்தருளவா. ஆளும் ஈசா அற்புரிய சரீரத்தில் வாழும் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு மையாட்கொண்டவா. வையகத்தின் தேரே வந்தறிவாம் தேர்தலே தேர்த்த தெளிவே என் சிந்தாயுள் ஊற்றார உன்னாரமுதே தயானே. மனதில் உள்ளது நீங்க ஜீவமாய் எழுந்த ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபா. ஆணவம் அழித்து முக்தி தந்திட தயாகி நின்ற ரூபம் தரித்தவா படுத்து காத்து மறுத்தழித்து அருவிடவே ஞானம் ததை இறை ரூபம் கொண்ட ஞானந்தனை கடல் அடைந்த போது அனைவரும் அச்சை வார்த்தரை காத்து நின்றார். சிவ 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 நம சிவாயம் சிவ சிவாயம் நாளும் ஈசாரிய சரிகத்தில் மீண்டும் அதனால் திசை தொழில் மையாக்கொள்ளவா காட்டில் ஆடிட கண்டு தாரனை கால கடந்தானை கண்டு புள்ளி உடைமானின் தோளானை கண்டு புலி பெரியாடை புனிதன் சடையில் சூடிட கண்டு மலை மீது நின்றானை கண்டு நின்று பெருமானின் நாயகன் கண்டு நான் மறை வேதநாதன் கண்டு கட்டத்து கண்டவா கண்டவா காட்சியெல்லாம் கைலாயம் சந்தவா சிவ 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 சிவாய சிவ சிவாய நம சிவாய ஆடுகின்றான் அவன் கூத்தனாக திருப்பாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் பிறைசூடி அந்தணரின் பாடலுக்கு தினம் ஆடுகின்றான் அவன் கூத்தனாக திருப்பாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் பிறைசூடி அந்தணரின் பாடலுக்கு என்று இயலிசை நாடகமாய் முத்தமிழ் இயற்றிய நாயகனே நகதிமி காலமோடு இல்லையில் ஆடிடும் தாண்டவனே இன்மைக்கும் வீரேழு பிறவிக்கும் துயர் நீக்க பிறந்தோடி வருகின்ற யமயாலும் நடராஜா பயமாகி மயமாகி வலியாகி ஒலியாகி சித்தத்துள் முக்தி தர நித்யனாய் வந்தவா நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதந்தாள் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ் வாழ்க நமசிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க தாழ் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ் வாழ்க அண்டாண்டம் பிண்டாண்டம் அதில் ஆடிய கூத்தணி நாடலை பார்த்திடவே ஆண்டாண்டு காலமோடு மானிட கூட்டமும் ஏங்கியதே ஆடுகின்றான் ஒரு பாதம் தூக்கி அவன் கூத்தனாக மலையோதுகின்றான் திரைசூடி அந்த நரின் பாடலுக்கு திரணா 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 சிதம்பர திருசபையில் நயமுடனாடிடும் நர்த்தனனே உமையாம்பிகை நாயகனே உன்னை பாடிட வந்தேனே நால்வர் புகழ் பாடும் ஆடிய பாதத்தை நான் தொழ வேண்டும் அடியார்க்கும் அடியோனே அண்ட சராசரனே கை ஒளிதனிலே இருமொழியை தந்தித்த தாண்டவனே முதல் மொழி தமிழ் மொழியாய் மறுபுறம் வடமொழி உயிர் மொழியாய் மதி மாறாமல் மனம் போகாமல் விதி சேராமல் உன்னை பற்றிடு ஓதுவேன் 64 கலை கட்டிடவே அது புரிந்திடையும் அம்பல தரசே அச்சை அல்ல நீ அச்சம் நீக்கவே அச்சம் வந்த என் அம்பலவாணனே நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதனே வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதனே வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க ஆடுகின்றான் அவன் கூத்தனாக திருப்பாதம் தூக்கி மறையோதுகின்றான் பிறை சூடி அந்தணரின் பாடலுக்கு தினம் ஆடுகின்றான் ஒரு பாதம் தூக்கி அவன் கூத்தனாக மறையோதுகின்றான் பிறை சூடி அந்தணரின் பாடலுக்கு இயலிசை நாடகமாய் முத்தமிழ் இயற்றிய நாயகனே அழதிமி காலமோடு இல்லையில் ஆடிடும் பாண்டவனே பயமாகி மயமாகி வலியாகி ஒலியாகி சிக்கத்துள் முக்தி தர நித்யனாய் வந்தவா நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க வாழ்க நாதன் வாழ்க வாழ்க இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் வாழ்க நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க
கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்தியன் திருமுகம் கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் பிடிநீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும் இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் மறுகையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும் இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்யன் திருமுகம் கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் விழி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தோன்றும் எழில்வாகனம் குணம் தாண்டி உருவம் அதும் தாண்டி குருவாய் நித்யன் தோன்றும் எழில்வாகனம் அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க நெறி காட்ட அவர் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம் அருளாக அகவாழ்வின் இருள் நீக்கி சன்மார்க நெறி காட்ட அவர் காட்சி தரும் வாகனம் திருக்காட்சி கண்ட விழிகள் விரிந்திடும் வேண்டும் வரம் கேட்கும் மனம் மாயமாய் நிறைந்திடும் பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்யன் திருமுகம் கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் பிடி நீங்க அருள் செய்திடும் கரம் தாங்கி நித்யனும் அமர்ந்ததோ சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் அபயக்கரம் தாங்கி நித்யனும் அமர்ந்ததோ சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம் கருணை கடல் குழந்தை முகம் கொண்டு எளிதாய் புன்னகையோடு புவிக்கே தரும் தரிசனம். கருணை கடல் குழந்தை முகம் கொண்டு எளிதாய் புன்னகையோடு புவிக்கே தரும் தரிசனம். கவி பாட உரை தன்னை உயிர் தேடிடும் தேடியதை கூறினாலும் இதன் எழிலீரிடும். பல கோடி இதழ் பூத்திடும் மலராய் ஒளிரும் நித்தியன் திருமுகம். கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ புவியில் பிடி நீந்த அருள் செய்திடும். மறு கையில் அபயம் திருக்காட்சி உதயம் நித்யானந்தன் தோன்றிடும். இது ஸ்வர்ண சூரிய பிரபை வாகனம்.
கையிலை இறையென உரைபவன் அருணையில் குருவென மலர்ந்தது புகழ் பாடி. அருள் பெறவே திருப்பதம் தனில் அடியவர் சாற்றி மகிழ்வுறும் பாமாலை. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. அகமே நிறைந்த எம் அண்ணாமலை வேந்தனே, ஜெகம் போற்றும் எம் ஆனந்த நித்யனே. சாற்றும் இப்பாமாலை ஏற்றமை காப்பாயே. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த குரு நித்யானந்த சத்குருவே. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல குரு நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல குரு நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சலம் தந்த வரமே அகத்தினில் அமர்ந்தே அருள் தரும் நித்யானந்தா. குருவாய் மலர்ந்திங்கு உணர்வாய் கலந்தெம உயர்வாழ் வழித்திடும் நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல குரு நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல குரு நித்யானந்தா. புவி மேல் பிறந்தது எதனால் என்பதும் அறியா பதர்யாம் நித்யானந்தா. துதிப்பாடிடும் வரம் அளித்தே குறைதனை கலைந்தாய் கணம் தனில் நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல நித்ய அருணாச்சல குரு நித்யானந்தா. அருணாச்சல நித்ய
It's a living manifestation. Paramavatara of Paramashiva. I initiate all of you into this manifestation of powers of superconscious mutation and the process of superconscious mutation from now. Listen carefully. The whole day try this very playfully. Keep the coconut in your palm and try to make the coconut stand. Once the coconut stands, it is now energized with consciousness. Cook and eat. Process that coconut, make it like a chutney or anything and eat. Same way, lemon. Keep the lemon in your palm and use the initiation to move the lemon. Once the lemon starts moving, it is energized with consciousness. You can make a juice and drink. Do this. It will detox your body and mind and prepare yourself to receive the superconscious initiation. I'll continue the initiations and further processes. Further initiations. We will start having 2 initiations, morning and evening now, as the Paramashivoham level 3 initiation series. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailas of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nithyanandam, Jnanapatati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana. The authentic scriptures, Shrutis, the Vedagamas, stand as a foundation for Hinduism. Apta Pramana, authentic, time-tested, foolproof compilation of the experience of the sages, rishis, and enlightened masters, which is in terms with the Shastra Pramana. Atma Pramana, with Apta Pramana, a guru is able to experience and live the truth as claimed by the Shastras. Shakshi Pramana, manifestation and experience of the Guru's initiation in the disciple of a particular lineage which is demonstrable to the world, and Pratyaksha Pramana, having the truth validated by the scientific study. All these Pramanas Bhagavan gives us for us to move from what we understand as cognition or understanding to the cognition. Again and again, Bhagavan gives us a deeper understanding for us to move towards the ultimate consciousness as our existential reality, who we are in the existential reality. Each of the power manifestation, again and again, when we manifest, the mind dissolves and understands Paramashiva is real and who we are is Paramashiva himself as reflected into this body to experience and celebrate Paramashiva. For the power of remote vision is taken from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Dharana 61, Sutra 84. Those scriptures.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of remote or Akashic reading is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 84, Dharana 61.
Akasham vimalam pashyam krippa drishtim nirantaram sabdatma skandana devi bhairavam vapuratmayat. Akasham vimalam pashyam krippa drishtim nirantaram Sabdatma skandana devi Bhairavam vapuratmayat. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says, looking at the spotless infinite etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one's gaze without blinking continuously and make the body and the inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains the nature and powers of the infinite space, Bhairava. Bhagavan Paramashiva again and again reiterates how we can experience the cosmic body, how we can merge into the cosmos and celebrate cosmos. We will start manifesting the higher dimension, the 14th dimension that we came here to experience. Only the 3 dimension as a materialistic world. We are right now in the struggle of impossibility. Bhagavan is giving us a thorough, beautiful space where we can experience the higher dimensions and higher possibility. Bhagavan Paramashiva clearly says how we can just merge into the cosmos. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was such a great devotee where he just merges when he sees the grass, he merges into a grass. And if they cut the grass, he experiences the pain. And the same way, when he sees the fishermen fighting and one hits the other and there is a wound, he experiences actually physically the wound appears in his body. If he sees the bird, he becomes so light and he just want to fly. All that is in nature is nothing but his own reflection he wants to showcase to the world. Again and again, if we understand everything that exists is consciousness, and again going through the whole thing, we start understanding the deeper science. Establishing ourselves, Bhagavan says, is not a skill. It is not something that intellect can understand, but it is the decision that we make to live Paramashiva in everything that exists, and knowing that this body, this world is unreal. Again and again establishing yourself in the higher frequency of oneness, you will start reflecting that as consciousness in this physical reality. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says in this Atma Pramana of Raghavendra, when Raghavendra was walking, he saw Krishna in the Vimana, and Krishna showed his fingers 222, and he asked, what is that 222 stands for? The disciple asked, and he explained, 2 years, 2 months, 2 days, he'll be in the Jiva Samadhi. And exactly that is what happened. And also that even now Bhagavan says, when you go to his Jiva Samadhi, you can hear the Ajapa Ajapa. Each Jiva Samadhi is much powerful than the nuclear energy. because they are in such high vibration. Every cell of them is radiating the highest frequency. Each cell is 1.4 volts, and we have 50 trillion cells in our body. If everything is vibrating in higher frequency, we'll be like a lightning. That is what is more than nuclear force. The whole space of trillions of energy that is radiated from the Jiva Samadhi is demonstrated now in science, how we can experience the higher reality. Here, this beautiful space that he created and lived only as the space of Krishna, he radiated such and is radiating such a vibrant space for us to experience the ultimate. That is why when we go to the samadhis, we understand the deeper science of how we exist and manifest our life. And here Bhagavan speaks on Akashic reading. From the Akashic reading are records which are already existing in Akasha. And just by listening to the Akashic reading is like mantra. Your very frequency, your molecular structure changes. And when you understand these great truths, your whole being shifts to the new conscious space. Let's listen to Bhagavan's powerful space of Akashic reading.
That made you forget the prarabdha. Now, the more you accept the existence as it is, the more you accept the various kaleidoscopic experiences of different consciousness happens in you as it is, you will realize your prarabdha. This is the process Mahadeva wants to initiate all of you. I tell you all, by sitting for 21 days without moving from a place and witnessing all the different states of consciousness happening in your body and mind and inner space, you reach a space where prarabdha becomes seen, perceived, experienced directly by you.
The next question is from Shrikant Gopi. He is asking, Dear Kala Bhairava, why God created this world? God disguised as human being, created suffering, tried to resolve and try to give enlightenment. All seems like a meaningless game from the highest perspective. God creates, God incarnates, God gets enlightened. What is this game about? Please clarify.
My dear son, what you described itself is an answer. Only one thing you need to understand. You need to remove that word, highest perspective. That is the only perspective. God incarnates, God gets enlightened, God plays this whole role, and God plays with himself. It is like a child playing with his own body. God is playing with his own body. It is not highest perspective. This is the only perspective. Realize that, my son, you achieved the true realization which I wanted to share with humanity.
The next question is from Ma Atma Niranjani from Chennai. She is asking, we are sending these questions as the answers to these will have a deep relevance to pregnancy care program. We would love Swamiji to speak on what happens when a pregnant lady seeks the blessings of an enlightened master. This would be of great help in bringing down enlightened souls. Thank you.
When a pregnant lady is touched by the enlightened being, the bio-memories of the enlightened being gets into the body of the child in her womb. The umbilical cord is the part of the body which is built with more percentage of emotion and less percentage of flesh and blood. As this part is built with more percentage of liquid emotion, less percentage of solid flesh and blood, the energy received in our body by the blessing or the touch of an enlightened being directly goes and gets stored in the bio-memory of the child. When the child's bio-memory is stored with highest truth and the true remembrance of its eternal oneness with the existence, it attracts a soul which never feels itself as separate from the whole. As it never feels itself separate from the whole, the part continues to be the part of the whole. From the beginning, it does not feel separate and grows, expressing its whole consciousness as Jivan Mukta.
The next question is from Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. He is asking, what is the difference between soul leaving from one body to another body by yogic powers and taking birth as a newborn baby? How a baby chooses to express his or her feelings through particular action like crying and laughing. Why should it not laugh for sorrow and cry for happiness? Thank you.
The ability to relax from the reflections of your nervous system consciously without breaking your identification with the whole is the Parakaya Siddhi, the ability to move from one body to another. The ability to move from one body to another can be used while you have one body, entering into another one body and coming back to the same body which you left. It is called Parakaya Siddhi. It is called Parakaya Pravesham. When you leave this body once for all and take another one new body and never come back to this old body again, it is conscious birth. So understand the truth about the ability to leave one body and enter into another body. The next truth you need to know, when you do not have the ability to move from one body to another body, keeping your awareness of the identity intact, even then, if you try to get rid of one body, it is called suicide. The suicide only damages your identity, breaks it into so many pieces without you becoming one with the whole, as this self-destruction causes a severe damage in the process of you becoming one with the whole. You needed to assume again and again various bodies in which the healing, the self-healing can happen, which is an antidote for the self-destruction which you did. Then after the self-healing happens, only then your journey to experience the oneness of the whole with the whole begins. So destruction of your individual body without the ability to keep the individual awareness intact is considered as sin, as it delays your journey to be with oneness of the whole.
The next question is from Janani from Singapore. She is asking, what does a conscious birth signify? Does every conscious birth child get enlightened in their birth?
Every conscious birth is beginning of enlightenment. Once the conscious birth happens, enlightenment is not a big journey. It is only a choice. So usually, all the beings with conscious birth enters into enlightenment. If not, they may choose to stay back in that very state and continue to have few more births out of their free will. But any conscious birth being is considered already on the fast track to enlightenment.
The next question is from Manitya Ramya from Singapore. She is asking, Nithyanandam, why does a soul take a conscious birth?
By the strong experience of disillusionment of your projection of fear or greed, when the part is strongly hit, it searches, it seeks the source to which it can unload. The strong shock or the hit it received by the disillusionment, when it turns towards the source to unload its stress and the difficulty due to the disillusionment, it suddenly remembers its source, and the moment of remembering your source and coming face to face with the whole, you remember the secret of your birth, as birth does not happen at all. The moment you remember the secret of your birth, whether you change the body or not, you are conscious birth.
Beautifully, Bhagavan gave us such beautiful answers to understand the deeper that we don't exist at all. And there is no birth when we merge into the cosmos. There is no death, there is no birth. We exist as pure consciousness. Here the Balasans beautifully explains what is Akashic reading and how they manifested the power of Akashic reading.
You see behind me is called the Chitsaba Nayakar. So we do this in a place called the Chitsaba, and this deity is like the representative of the Akashic records. And from this deity, when we sit for the Akashic records, golden letters appear as the answers for any question from the past, present, or future. So how we do this, it's a very sacred process. So we do the puja, we wear jewelry, and we wear many things which allows Kalabhairava's energy to be able to stay in us. And then we sit on the Simhasana and we do the Akashic records. So anyone can come forward, they'll do namaskar to us. And at that time, we won't even be feeling like we are human anymore. It'll be like a totally out of the world experience itself. Like you can physically feel that your brain, like you stop thinking, like cognizing the way you normally do. It just starts downloading. The answers just simply start downloading. The body language, everything changes. It's just an amazing experience.
Beautifully, the Balasans described how exactly he experienced the Akashic reading in exact words, right from the horse's mouth, like right from Bhagavan's kids. They are the best because they just replicate Bhagavan into the physical reality. And here, the devotee from Portugal have clearly said how they manifested the power of finding out the year of Apollo 7, the launch of Apollo 7. They got it first as 1986, and they wrote it as 1969 they got it, and they wrote it as 1986, and it was actually 1968. The right one, just it reversed the numbers, but they got it right. That is the most important part. And beautifully she says, I clearly saw the limiting pattern stopping me from being in oneness. I could see how I decided as a child I could not be good at things, while being in oneness more I was able to drop this at Bhagwan's lotus feet. I am celebrating that I am manifesting more oneness. This is from the Kotiyat session, 20th August 2019. All this great science is available for all of us. It is not for only the Balasans. All of us can tap all these higher intelligence and manifest higher dimensions and the powers of Paramashiva. All that we need to do, as he said, dissolve your identity where there is no identity, no screen is there. Simply you have to reflect the pure conscious space. All that it takes is only chant the Mahavakya, raise our frequency, experience the oneness. If you have the Jnananjan, apply the Jnananjan on your third eye, on your temple. If you have Atmamurti, you can apply on the Atmamurti, or you can apply on the Paramashiva Shila. You can use Paramashiva Shila, that is a granite slab, and you can apply on that, and you can read from that also. What we are going to do is write down the names of the celebrity or your friends, family, or some event like Apollo 7 that I showed. And you're going to write the month, year, and the date of the person or the happening of the event. And then you can verify the detail in Google or with your friends and family to verify the dates are correct. You can write 10 things and you can verify if any of them of the month, year, or anything that you got it correct exactly. That'll be wonderful. You can circle it, take a picture, and take a picture of the Google where it shows the details and share it with the world. Now, all that we are going to do is sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Be very clear. You are Paramashiva. For this session, you exist as Paramashiva. How in the dream you don't get up from the bed. You have the dream body where you manifest your dream reality as yourself, as others, even as Bhagavan initiating you. Everything you create from your own self. So it's a very close, intimate space that you experience that reality in your dream. Same way right now, you're going to sit as Paramashiva. For a few minutes, you're going to forget all your identities, unclutch from everything that you know, even as a gender, even as your body, even as your mind, everything, drop it at Bhagavan's lotus feet. Again and again, restore yourself by deep listening. When you have listening, you cannot have thoughts, because deep listening, you cannot create thoughts. The mind get dissolved. And more you're chanting from the navel center, the Mahavakya, and you're in deep listening, in gratitude, in love with Paramashiva, the oneness space that you experience deeper and deeper. And you will simply get into the space where you can simply see all this greater truth as reality. For a few minutes, put away your gadgets and continuously chant the Mahavakya intensely to experience the oneness. And whatever Paramashiva shows, start writing it down. At the end of the session, we'll verify the detail.
As eternally 16, youthful. Commit with Paramashiva. Only He exists. Anything else is delusion. Now, sit straight. We'll enter into the process. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pool, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pool, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all of our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nityananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivam. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eye. Nityananda Paramashivam.
Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes, and whatever Paramashiva has shown, please verify authentically and make sure you share that information in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation or your social media platform, and have the hashtag Paramashivoham Shakshi Pramana, hashtag Powermanifestation, hashtag Kailasha, hashtag Nityananda. Make sure you tag your friends and family. Why should I share all this information, what I'm experiencing every day? More and more you celebrate Paramashiva is real, consciousness is real, sooner you can experience the reality itself. It is your decision whether you want to have the suffering world or go on sharing all the signs that you are Paramashiva, you're manifesting Paramashiva, And simply you'll see all of them telling you that you are an auspicious abundance person, manifesting everything, whatever you want as reality. So more and more you celebrate Paramashiva, you become Paramashiva, the higher dimensions of consciousness, getting into the parallel universe, the ultimate bliss that you can experience. So with that, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation at Bhagwan's lotus feet in deep gratitude, thanking Bhagwan for all the great signs and powers and manifestation gifts from Kailasha for each one of us every single day that we are experiencing. And thanking all of you in all the social media manifesting the powers of Paramashiva and sharing all these great truths. With that, we have come to the end of the session. Now, let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Let's hold the powerful cognition. Paramashiva is real in my thought, word, and action. Seeing everything, everyone as Paramashiva throughout the day. Holding this powerful space. Now sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. And hold Paramashiva in your third eye. And let's end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. And the next session will be at 6 p.m. IST. You can join in through eKailasha. That will be